You asked, I delivered. Today I'm going to introduce you to my new podcast, Ask Jenni. I just want to get you some of the feels, introducing myself as a coach, as a business owner, as a wife, as a mother. Join me as we continue this journey of growth together. Like, comment, and subscribe. So it's been a recurring theme of mine to be consistent, to show up, and not to try to reinvent the wheel. And so a couple podcasts that I've been recently listening to, they've been talking about how they repurpose content, they shoot out content, how many times they post a day and all that good stuff. Hey, Chris. And it's been something that has been on my mind. And the first thing I said was, I don't have time. I don't got time for that, right? None of us have time for any of that stuff. And then it took me to, of course, a devotional I'm reading. It talked about the busyness and the need for hurry. And this hit me so hard, okay? So I'm leaving this. I'm going to start with this right here. Hey, if you are so busy that you can't gravitate towards developing your business, something is wrong. Let me say that one more time. If you are so busy that you have no time to dive into the mechanisms that make your business grow, you're doing something wrong. So if I don't have time to jump on live for 20 minutes here and there, because I'm just so inundated with client work, somewhere along the line, I've done something wrong. So that made me think of pricing. So yesterday we talked about what's your value, determining your value, not putting it on a performance measure, and just kind of getting that whole conversation going. Today, I want to talk about pricing. And the first misconception I want you to get out of your head right now is I am not about to tell you that you should charge your worth. Because, baby, I am invaluable, right? So the price would be trillions, right? So you're not charging your worth. Get that out of your head, and now let's start to think about this practically. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but I think that there are some key tactics, some key things that you just need to know in order to make sure that your business services are properly priced. And number one, you got to do some market research. What's going on in your industry? What portion of the industry share will you hold? How many people are buying? How much money is invested in here? Where are you? If you are coming into something and you think you are brand new and you only think you're brand new because you haven't seen anybody doing this before, lack of research. Look at what other people are calling it. This is something that has become a new phenomenon over the last few years. The title of the service or the title of the position is getting a little bit more eclectic and a little funky. So you might think nobody is in client service acquisition. And somebody is like, actually, I do financial planning all the time. Whatever. So just think about it in terms of what are you actually providing to your clients and what is the market? You have to start there. And then as you're looking at the market, you need to assess demand. Is this something that only, 1 in every million people need? Is this a service that every single American may need, but maybe not your particular niche? What does it look like? Assessing, the high and low end of the pricing structure for everybody in your market. Is it somebody selling that t-shirt for $20 and another person selling it for $2,000? Is it somebody, offering tax prep for $50 up front? And then you come to me and I'm like, no, thank you. So thinking about what the market says, what your industry says, and are there any caps going on? I want to back your way into it. I want to assess your dream goal salary. I want to start there because Sometimes we say we want to be a millionaire, right? And that does not mean $1 million in gross revenue. I'll tell you that right now. That means $1 million in profit. So your profit margin needs to increase. What does your dream annual salary look like? At your current pricing structure, how many clients will it take in order to get that dream salary? If you just did that math and it was way too many zeros behind the number of people you need to bring in, let's talk about it. Because it may not be that you just need to go see billions of people. It may be the value of your service is not properly priced. So you got your market research, right? You know how much of the market is for your particular service. You know how many people that your service is pretty much targeted at and a solution for. And then you've backed into what the high and low end of what the pricing structure is for everybody else that are your competitors. Now we know what we want. We know what our goal salary is annually, and we have seen how many clients it will take in order to reach that goal. At your current level of pricing, did that number of clients scare you or make you say, oh no, I got to do something else? Are you thinking of additional services because of that number? Those are the things that you need to start thinking about. And then you also need to consider the value of your offer. So for instance, and it's so easy for me to use the tax game because that's where I'm in, but tax preparation. If I say I want to make $100,000 during tax season, right? But, the national average is somewhere around 350, but I want to get more clients in because I'm brand new. So I want to, make mine around 250. Let me just tell you how all of those clients that you have to get for that amount in order to get your goal salary is going to crush you with productivity. Your timing is going to be crazy. However, somebody might be saying, why would I give you 250 when I could do it on my own? So now this just shifted the entire conversation about who I'm even targeting. Are you targeting the wrong people? Are you talking to somebody who is willing to do it on their own? Are you talking to someone who knows that they need your services? They know that they don't know everything that they need in order to get it done. So right there, you're differentiating who you are even talking to. So that's number one. Once you know what market share you're going to cover, who's going to be your target, now it's time to position yourself. Are you going to be that bargain brand? That bargain $50 upfront tax prep company? Are you going to be a luxury service that includes some tax planning elements where we're going to go over your projections for next year and see exactly where your taxes will lie? Are you going to give them additional feedback on how they could have reduced their taxes had they been dealing with you throughout the year? Are you going to offer, quarterly estimated tax calculations? Are you going to do payroll? Are you going to add on bookkeeping? What is it? How will you increase the value of your service or of your offer in order to get to the dollar amount that you need to be at in order to get your goal salary? That's something that needs to come into place when pricing. Now, the cost of sales. Now, this is something that my product-based businesses got down to a T. They it take 1 teaspoon of this, 3 teaspoons of that, and that's going to give me 2 batches and boom. Hey. So they have it down pat. But service-based industry people, my people, we sometimes, we get stuck in a couple things. Well, it doesn't cost me that much to do it. I don't have any overhead. All I need is Canva. So that's why I'm priced so low. Or they say, well, it only took me about 15 minutes to complete. Let me stop you right there. It took you, the expert, 15 minutes to complete. It will take your client 5 hours of research, 2 hours of asking somebody for help, 3 hours of trying it on by themselves and it don't look right, it ain't right, 5 million times sending it out to the wrong person because they don't even know how this industry works. 10 million hours trying to just see where to start. So they are coming to you for your expertise. I don't care if it took you 1 second. If it was something that would have taken me hours just to research where to start, here's your money, right? So thinking about it in terms of your value. Now, if you are just getting into business, this is your very first client, you don't have any, degrees and certifications in this industry, you haven't previously really worked in this industry all the way, and they are kind of a case study for you. That person you might want to have a little willing and dealing with. Everybody else, once you know that your service is going to be the solution to the problem of your clients, I don't care if you have a degree at all. I don't care if you finished high school and just got a GED. I don't care. If you know how to be the solution for your client, that is expertise. And if you can prove that you are going to give them the results that you have said that you're going to give them, that's expertise. So it just takes a few clients, a few case studies in order to assess your expertise and to assess if you even know what you're doing, right? But that is value. So I want you thinking in terms of, what is the market charging? What is the industry charging? Now, this is another place that some of my people, you get caught up in. They say, man, such and such on IG charging $400 for this. I'm only charging $150. Well, such and such is in New York or LA, where it's, predominantly higher incomes, higher cost of living, higher everything, right? You in Michigan. Or their client base is all celebrities. Yours is John and Jane Doe from down the street. You have to consider the who you're communicating to and who your client base is. Now, I am no stranger to upping your price. If somebody said, well, I came to you last year and the price was, I don't care if you said you came to me last month. Okay, that was the price last month. And this month, ta-da, it has gone up. Now, if they could go up on eggs and milk the way that they have, you could go up on your expertise. And if you want to go up as your expertise level increases, more power to you. You're saying that I want to be an honest person to my clients, and I know that this is what I can do, but I've only done it with a handful of people, so I only want to ease my way into it. That's admirable, right? However, I'm telling you that the value of what you know is very much so on the level of any business that is in your same market. So why are you cheapening yourself, or why are you so, hungry just to close one person that you forget your value? So the cost of sales, I'm talking about any dues and subscriptions that help you carry out your service. I'm talking about any memberships or networking events or training and seminars that you use in order to help you refine your expertise. All of that goes into the cost of the sale. And then, how many people do you have to talk to? If you're in a high ticket offer, you're talking for a longer period of time to more people in order to really reach those goals. When you're a low ticket, you might just have a little ad on Instagram and they just banging it out. It's kind of passive. You need to determine where you want to lie in the market. And that is very important to figuring out your pricing structure. And then there's a few things, though, even in all that I've just said, that you must consider. Number one, legal regulations. There are certain industries that you cannot charge whatever you want to. Tax prep is one. If you just have, a W-2 and a kid and you're getting an earned income credit, there is a cap legally on what I am supposed to be able to charge you. If you are nonprofit grant writers, right? They want to say, give me a percentage of that grant. They can't do that. There are legal regulations in place to cap what you can provide your service as. Make sure you know them before you get into trouble, because I don't know is not a defense, okay? I didn't know that. Jenni just told you was on this live. You heard me. So check it out. And then brand positioning. I mentioned this earlier, but are you positioning yourself as the $5 brand? The, best price in the state. How are you positioning yourself? Are you the bargain or are you the luxury? Do people, smell a different scent when they walk into your place of business? Are they greeted with a glass of champagne? Or, is it like racks on racks on racks of things like, TJ Maxx or something where I'm supposed to look through everything and this stuff is $2,000? That don't make sense. How are you positioning yourself? Who are you talking to? And then your industry will give you a high end and a low end. They will give you this range. Where you fall within that range, or if you are trying to set outside of that range, needs to be properly packaged. So it's not about the price, but it is how you package that price. The scope of work, and detailing that at the very beginning of any service-based business's connection with their new clients needs to be a thing. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. A, B, and C are out of scope and will be additional pricing. Look at that little thumb. And this is what I expect of you in order to get this done. Nobody should be confused on what you are supposed to be handling for them, especially if your offer is higher than a few $100s. Okay, so back into that number, see exactly where it is. If you know that you've been working your butt off, you're traveling for clients, you're working after hours, anytime but after 9 to 5, you have a second phone that you answer more than your personal phone because your clients need you, or you have really devoted blood, sweat, and tears to the innovation of your client's brand or the successful launch of your client's service. These are things that need to be valued as such. Someone is getting you as a service-based business owner. They're getting you on a contractual basis, right? They're getting you like a full-on staff member for a lower price. So you are telling your clients, hey, if you had an in-staff accountant with my level of expertise, you would be, their salary would be easily $150,000 a year, right? 75 on the low end, $75,000 a year. And I tell you, for $15,000 a year, I'm gonna take care of you with my team. You need to make sure that the value of your service is well articulated as you increase your price. But you also need to make sure that you're not falling in love with every single deal. Meaning that if somebody says, this just made me think of a quote podcast I was listening to. He says, if he tells somebody the price is $50 and they say, ooh, can you do it for $35? He said, no, but I can do it for $75. And I was like, you heard him. Don't fall don't work in survival mode. Even if you are, right? Even if, you like, this business got to pop or I don't know what I'm going to do. Listen. If you operate in that space, you will stay in that space. And if you $200 yourself to death for a $1,000 offer, you will never get to the goal amount of money that you want to make. Because that $200 client that you're going to want to remain some type of loyal to, you can't just say next year it's $1,000. Unless you want to lose them completely, right? Because a person that is used to paying $200 with you for any amount of time, it's not just going to go to $1,000 immediately. Now, don't get me wrong. Will they come back? Possibly, especially if you've been doing your thing with, giving them your service. But will they go to $225 and then to $250 And then the 275, absolutely. Absolutely. Without even thinking about it. Okay, so you want to make sure that the value of your offer is stated, is clear, and it is communicated to the right people. So pricing your offer could be the one thing that is in the way of you getting to the next level. It may not even be the number of clients. It may not be, your access to additional employees. It may just be you reconfiguring what exactly you are doing wrong with the pricing structure. So knowing your value is half the battle, which we talked about previously. Pricing your value is how you get to the next level. So I just wanted to drop that little gem on y'all today. I'm going to be out of here. I got to go. But I want to know, share with me what you want me to talk about next. Like, what things have really resonated with you? How can I continuously bring value? Are there any things that you want me to go more in depth on? Just let me know. Anything, business development, tax, accounting, growth, I love talking about being a wife and a mom just as much. So whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to discuss, let me know in the comments. DM me if you want to be private. And let's kind of get to it. I love coming on here and sharing with you guys. And I appreciate you showing up for me. So have a great day. I love you all. Thank you for listening to this episode of Ask Jenni. Ask Jenni has been in the works since 2016. I have started tax team services, developed coaching programs for small business owners and tax professionals, and I've even started a podcast with my husband, Finding Love. You can follow me on Jenni L. Hendricks on all platforms. But before you leave, like, comment, subscribe, and ask Jenni anything. I'm here to talk to you more about business, life, love, and all things growth.